It is time for Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 KADQ and MyLocalRadio.com. Rebel Sports brought to you in part by the Rich School District, Evanston Regional Hospital, Ready, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Come On In, the Station on Main, Les Schwab Plains Tire, Stacy's Repair, Summit Pizza, Little Springs Water, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Ellingford Brothers, Hometown Drive-In, the Town of Woodruff, T7 Propane, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, McKay Frankham DDS, and the Crawford Trough. Let's go to the Les Schwab Plains Tire broadcast booth and join the voice of the Rebels, Aaron Poling.
And welcome to the Les Schwab Plains Tire broadcast booth as we begin the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at MyLocalRadio.com. It'll be the North Sevier Wolves taking on the Rich Rebels here at the Sevier Valley Center. This is part of the Richfield tournament. Just a quick scheduling update for today as the Rebels will play 3 games. They're going to play their 2 scheduled games against North Sevier and Grantsville. Then after the final games for each team, there will be a check of the RPI from the tournament and who the Rebels will be matched up with one final opponent. If they are in the bottom half of the bracket, they are going to play at 3. If they're in the top half, they will play at 5. They're 0-2 in the tournament to start, so very well up in the air where the Rebels will play that 3rd game. This game right here will be huge to try to play at 5 if they want to play during the winter's time, as if they win this game, they'll put them in a much better position to play at 5 o'clock than to play at 3:30. As I'm Aaron Poling, thank you for joining us here from the Sevier Valley Center. As when we come back, we'll set the scene for tonight's matchup brought to you by Little Springs Water as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at MyLocalRadio.com and listening in on 98.3 KADQ. More of the Summit Pizza pregame show after this.
When pizza is calling your name, order a Summit Pizza. With homemade dough and all fresh ingredients, every pizza is a culinary masterpiece. Owners Thad and Melissa Willis are Rich High School alumni. They continue the Rebel tradition of excellence and service. Feed your taste buds, feel the happiness with a fresh homemade pizza from Summit Pizza. Don't forget the Doodles, a Summit Pizza original creation. Summit Pizza, 70 West Logan Road, Garden City.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Welcome back inside the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at MyLocalRadio.com. It is time for the Little Springs Water scene set on the Summit Pizza Company pregame show as the Rebels will take on the North Sevier Wolves. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Rebels are 0-2 here at the Richfield tournament. Looking to improve that as they will play a very solid North Sevier team, as they are 17-6, 7-1 overall, as I do believe that they are a 2A team. We'll check our stats real quick. But there's going to be a couple of players for the Rebels to key in on here. Those being, we try to find the stat sheet for the Wolves. We'll talk about that more later, but there's a couple of players that the Rebels are really going to have to look out for, and that's going to be, one of them is Torgensen, Trey Torgensen, that is. She wears number 3, the junior. If I remember correctly, she leads the Wolves team in kills. We do finally find that stat sheet attacking. Indeed, Torgensen with 269 kills out of the 697 for this North Sevier squad. She leads the way, followed by another last name Torgensen. This one is Kale Torgensen, both juniors. One wears 23, one wears 3. So the Rebels are going to have to look out for them on the attack as they lead. They lead the way in the attack as Torgensen has 4.0 kills per set. Or excuse me, Trey has 4.0 kills per set, and then Kale has 3.3. As when we come back, we'll hear from this week's T7 Propane Standout Student of the Week as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Rich School District has a legendary history of student success in the classroom and in other areas. Over 70% of Rich High students are involved in extracurricular activities. Participation in the classroom, on the field, in the gym, or on the stage helps students reach their potential. Working together with students, the community, and an amazing staff, we have the opportunity to build tomorrow's leaders. Rich School District, focusing on success, one student at a time.
When you need automotive service on your car, truck, semi, or tractor, call Clay and the team at J-Bar Auto in Randolph. J-Bar Auto also offers competitive pricing on tires for all vehicles. Call or stop by J-Bar Auto today.
Here with this week's T7 Propane Standout Student of the Week, that's Kason Johnson. Kason, how you doing today?
Good.
So you're starting your senior year. We're a couple weeks in. What does it feel like to be a senior?
I'm having a blast. It's kind of sad to know that this is my last year. But other than that, I am looking forward to the rest of this season with football.
So let's talk about football. You guys are off to a really good start. Just go ahead and talk about what it's like to be around this team and, why you guys are off to such a good start.
To be around it, when I started, we were kind of in a rough patch. So seeing this team kind of grow and develop has boosted my confidence and the others around me. And this season, I've had a blast, and I've been enjoying the 8-man. It's been a new experience. We kind of did it last year, but we're kind of jumping into this year, and I cannot wait for playoffs.
So let's go ahead and talk about your senior year here in school. Academically, what do you want to do the rest of the way? What are some goals that you've set yourself for the rest of your senior year?
I'm kind of focusing on I think it's the 1,000 hour or something like that welding certificate I'm trying to push for.
Okay, so probably that's at Bridgerland, correct? Go ahead and talk about that certificate that you're trying to get, because I think this is something that a lot of people, especially students here, that don't necessarily want to go to school. I think this is a great route for them. Could you go ahead and talk about what it takes and what you've had to go through to try to get this certificate?
It takes a really long amount of time, and there's not just one category. You got to do a whole bunch, and you have a problem is the other requirement classes, such as the history, math, so it kind of bundles you up. You don't have too much to work with.
So let's go ahead and talk about the community a little bit. What does it mean to you to grow up in a community like Rich?
Community like Rich, I would say it's just being around those you love and those you care about, all your friends and family. And what I've picked up is just tough, hard worker, and we just can't stop, can't quit.
Athletics-wise, for the rest of the school year, what are some of your goals? We talk about academics and trying to get your welding certificate. What about athletics-wise?
I want to be a part of the football team that takes the state championship for 8-man this year, and hopefully moving past that we can jump to track, and I would like to be a successful track athlete.
What are some of your hobbies outside of school that you partake in?
I'll go do welding. I help my dad around the ranch. Then sometimes if I have some free time, I'll just play video games as a time killer.
All right, so one last question for you. What should the world know about you?
That I don't want to quit, and I want to keep moving forward despite what may be going around me. If things are not going good, I still want to be known as a person who doesn't give up and can go through those challenges and make it through the rough road.
Awesome. Appreciate your time. Thank you. Kason Johnson for being a part of the T7 Propane Standout Student Interview of the Week. Standout Student of the Week interview, as when we come back on the Summit Pizza pregame show, we'll hear from head coach of the Rich Rebels, Donnell Wasden, as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
When you have an emergency, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Open 24/7, the professional emergency room staff is trained for trauma, medical, cardiac, pediatric, orthopedic, and obstetric emergencies. Bear Lake Memorial is a critical access level 3 trauma center, offering immediate access to radiology, lab services, surgery, and internal medicine consults. The ER teams are well-trained professionals who are ready to act. When you have an emergency, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
The team at T7 Propane in Woodruff is always cheering for the Rich Rebels, in sports, in the classroom, and in life. For quality professional propane service, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208. When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
The best trips away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
When participating in sports, there's always a lot to talk about performing at the top of your game. I'd like to expand on that and ask, how about performing at the top of your game in every part of your life? This is Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic. I offer solutions to help improve all aspects of your game called life. Pain management, migraines, allergies, emotional release, nutritional supplements based on blood tests, and improved athletic performance. To help you perform at the top of your game every day, call today to schedule an appointment in Evanston or in Kemmer. Hoover Chiropractic, 307-789-0043.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
The head coach of the Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team, that is Coach Donnell Wasden. Coach, how you doing today?
Great, thank you.
It's good to hear. So you guys had a heck of a week last year. In fact, we were talking before. It's going to be a heck of a last 3 weeks for you guys. You guys have a real tough schedule coming up. We'll get to that more later. But what from last week really stood out to you guys, or to you, because you guys played North Summit real tough to a 3-set loss. You guys dropped 1 to Cokeville in 5, and then you guys came back on Saturday and beat Altamont in a region matchup. What really stands out from you about the weekend?
I appreciate the work that my girls did and the effort that they put in. I love that we have this tough schedule just because every time we play a tough game, we learn something that we can do a little bit better, and our ultimate goal is the state championship. So if we can learn from these tough games what we need to do just a little bit better to become better every week, it's helpful to us. And we learned some valuable things this last week of, all right, what do we got to do better? And came away with some pretty good ideas of how to improve.
So on Thursday, you guys played North Summit, and the game was obviously very fast, really great. But I think the big story about that game is probably more than the game. It's just the cause that you guys were there for, the Pink Out, the breast cancer awareness night there. What is it like to be a part of something special like that? Because I know every time I get goosebumps.
Yeah, it is totally awesome, and awesome to watch the girls bring baskets to have in the silent auction and for parents to put forth the money and knowing that it's going to a family in our community. So it just gives me an overall feeling of what a great program that we're a part of and the good people that are involved in it and amazing girls.
We previewed earlier just what your schedule kind of looks like coming up. You have the Richfield tournament, and you were telling me some of the names of the teams that you guys are playing, and it's going to be a weekend, and you guys are going to have a lot of competition. Just talk about what's great about the Richfield tournament and what you kind of expect from the weekend.
I expect some awesome games, great competition with some people that can hit and serve and dig balls. It's exciting just so we can see, again, how good we are and hopefully some more areas of improvement. But really, I want my girls to come away knowing that they are great volleyball players.
Yeah, I can kind of get lost in the record, which I think you throw the main record out for you guys. I think the more important thing is the conference record. You guys were able to stay undefeated against Altamont. How were you able to bounce back after 2 nights where the games got away from you?
I think it's the level of ball that we play, and those Thursday and Friday were extremely competitive volleyball teams, and just to continue playing at that level helped us come back and win that instead of playing not how we don't want to play.
Another special moment happened on Saturday. I called it the broadcaster's nightmare on air, where you got Braylon Pugmire, Haiti Pugmire, and Tyler Pugmire all on the floor together at one time. What's it like as a coach? We get to see something special where you have 3 sisters playing together.
Yeah, that was a cool moment too, and we liked it.
As Cale Torgensen gets the first kill of the contest, we apologize about some of the technical difficulties. 1-0 Wolves on the station on main scoreboard. Serve from Trey Torgerson, received by Pugmire as it goes over the net, falls in on the Rebel side. 2-0 Wolves up early on here. Torgerson back to the line to serve. Serve over, received by Pugmire. Wilson goes to Taylor on the left wing. She attacks down the right wing sideline, too far across that sideline, out of bounds. 3-0 Wolves on the station on main scoreboard. As Janie Walentine's going to check in. Actually, they say that was deflected at the net, so credit Violet Taylor with her first kill of the contest. 2-1 on the station on main scoreboard as Pugmire serves, received by the Braves. They go opposite side for Cale Torgensen, out of bounds, and we are tied at 2. As both Cale Torgerson and Violet Taylor with the kill apiece. Pugmire to serve. Serve over, received by Trey Torgerson. They go opposite side to Robert. She attacks, that finds the hardwood. 3-2 on the station on main scoreboard. Wolves retake the lead as they will send the libero, Sadie Hollows, to the line to serve. Hollow serve goes over too far into the bleachers on the far side as the Rebels get out of the way of that one. 3-3 on the station on main scoreboard as Wilson will serve. Ball over, received by Trey Torgensen. They go middle of the floor for Cale Torgensen. That's deflected at the net, falls in, but we're going to get into the net called against the Rebels. 4-3 on the station on main scoreboard as Swayze Mason to the line to serve. Mason with the right-handed jump serve, received by Argyle. That goes into the net as Wallentine try to keep it alive. 5-3 on the station on main scoreboard. Serve over from Mason, received by Argyle. Rebels go to Taylor, pushes it down the right sideline, finds Trey Torgerson in the back row. Middle of the floor attack set up there for Okerlund. She finds the hardwood. 6-3 on the station on main scoreboard. Lainey Okerlund with her first kill of the contest. Mason back to the line to serve. It's the ball back. Attacks the serve, received by Scott in the back row. Rebels go to Wallentine, middle of the floor. That's blocked by Okerlund. Back-to-back plays for Laney for the Wolves. Makes it 7-3 on the station on main scoreboard. Mason will serve again. Ball over, received by Smith. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. That's read well there by Cale Torgerson. Popped into the air, pushed back over to the Rebel side. They'll set up the attack. They go left wing. Taylor with the right hand. That's blocked again. This time it's number 18, Dana Anderson. 8-3 on the station on main scoreboard. Wolves on top by 5 here in set number 1. Serve over, received by Mason. Rebels set it up, middle of the floor to Wallentine as she tries to tip it over. That goes into the net. 9-3 on the station on main scoreboard. Mason back to the line to serve. That one goes into the net as the Rebels will take over the serve. 9-4 on the station on main scoreboard. Looking to build a little momentum here in the first set. Taylor to serve. That is flipped up in the air by Cale Torgensen, kept alive, bumped over by Okerlund. Rebels look to set up their attack. They go left wing. Scott with the right hand. That's blocked again at the front of the net by Lainey Okerlund. 10-4 on the station on main scoreboard as she's made an impact at the net. Looks like it'll be Cale Torgerson to serve. Serve over, received by Scott. Rebels bump it to the middle of the floor. Wallentine's going to play it over the net, but it goes out of bounds. 11-4 on the station on main scoreboard. Serve from Torgerson. Received by Taylor as Ellsworth nearly crashes into the Panguitch bench on the other side of the floor, trying to keep that ball alive. 12-4 on the station on main scoreboard. We're going to get a timeout as you're listening to the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote. 307-789-5202.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. Rebels with some work to do here in set number 1. They're down 12-4 on the station on main scoreboard as the Wolves will serve. It is Cale Torgerson again. Received by Smith in the middle of the floor. Rebels set up Scott on the left wing. It's actually to be Smith to bump it over. Wolves look to set up the attack. They do. On the right side, that is Trey Torgerson. Remember, she averages about 4 kills per set. Gets her first kill right there. 13-4 on the station on main scoreboard. As indeed, the two Torgersons, they are twins. You may not be able to see it on the camera if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, but holy moly, if they weren't wearing numbers that were different, they actually called that last attack out of bounds as the Rebels got the serve. They serve it out of bounds, 14-4 on the station on main scoreboard. It's actually 13-5 as the in-house scoreboard had that wrong as well. Serve over, received by Smith. Rebels set up Pugmire. She tips it over. That finds Sadie Hallows, the libero. Back to Torgerson. Battle at the net. Kept alive by Pugmire as she'll push it over. Received there by Mason. They go to the outside for Torgerson. We get a double hit called against Mason, but you can see right there just some of the power that Trey Torgerson has in her attack. So the Rebels got to be on the lookout for that. Ellsworth will serve for the Rebels. 13-6 on the station on main scoreboard. That serve goes out of bounds across the back line as another service error gives the ball right back to the Rams. Make that the Wolves. Mason will serve, Hollows will serve. That's Paisley Hollows. Received by Smith. That goes over the net, tapped high in the air as Ellsworth's able to play it. Rebels go to Scott on the left wing. She attacks into the net. They actually call that a block as Pugmire will attack middle of the floor. Tried to use some deception there. Tips it into the net. 15-6 on the station on main scoreboard as the Rebels looking to fight back. Paisley Hollow serves again. Received with a diving effort by Taylor. They go outside to Scott. That's blocked into the Rebels bench. Will be a point for the Rebels as Hannah Scott gets her first kill. After the kill, Scott will go to the line to serve. 15-7. She approaches, ball over. Dug out there by Hollows, tipped over by Mason. Rebels look to set up the attack, and that's blocked at the front of the net. I think Trey Torgerson got to that one. 16-7 on the station on main scoreboard. As you can see why this North Sevier team is very good. They are tall, they are lanky, and they are very good at the net. If you can't get the ball over, it's going to be real hard to beat a team, and that's why this North Sevier team is very good. That time it was set up on a golden platter off of the serve for Kale Torgensen, and she takes care of that one. 17-7 on the station on main scoreboard, as it'll be Trey Torgerson to the line to serve. Jump serve over. That's going to go down as an ace as it's off the arms of Pugmire. 18-7 on the station on main scoreboard. As this North Sevier team, one of the few teams this year to actually take a set off of Parowan. Of course, that's a team the Rebels played yesterday. Parowan undefeated on the season. Rebels get the serve. They receive. Set up Taylor on the left wing. That tip is blocked. It's going to be bumped over by Violet Taylor. They're going to call into the net against the Wolves. As you can see, the Wolves head coach, Michelle Roberts, kind of throws her hands to the back of her head as they went into the net there when the Rebels are going to bump it over, set up an attack for the Wolves. Served by Pugmire, received by Hollows, as that's going to fall in on the Braves side. 18-9 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels looking to build a little momentum here. You may not be able to come back and win this set as you have to score far more points than North Sevier has to before the end of the set as they go to Trey Torgensen on the side. Diving effort there by Argyle, keeps it alive. Wolves set up again, and this time they're going to bury it middle of the floor, as I believe that was Mason with the attack. 19-9 on the station on main scoreboard. To the line to serve is Roberts, as that goes off the arms of Argyle, straight sideways. That's another ace for the Wolves. 29 on the station on main scoreboard. Ball to Roberts. She'll attack with the right hand, ball over, received by Argyle. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing. She tips it down the sideline. Good read there by Trey Torgerson, gets underneath it. Set up Okerlund on the outside, received by Smith. As it's tipped down, Rebels try to keep it alive. That ball once again set up on a platter for Kale Torgerson. A couple of Rebels touch it, so Torgerson does not technically get a kill, but I think the Wolves care more about the point that they got. As they serve, received by Argyle. Rebels go to Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. That's blocked again at the front of the net by Swayze Mason this time. Wolves will serve again. It's Roberts. Serve over. That's on the back line. That'll be an ace. 23-9 on the station on main scoreboard. As this Wolves team looks every bit the dominant team that they are in the, let's make sure we get that right, as they are in the Class 2A. They are 17-6 overall, 7-1 in 2A play. As Taylor will bump it over. Wolves look to set up middle of the floor. That is Kale Torgensen. That falls in. Another kill for Kale. 24-9 on the station on main scoreboard. That'll send Roberts to the line with set point in her hand, if you can believe it already. Serve over, received by Argyle. Rebels go to Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. That's not going to matter, as they're going to call a lift against the Rebels, as that'll do it for us here in set number 1. I'm Aaron Poling. Thank you for listening on 98.3 KDQ, as well as online at mylocalradio.com. We come back, we'll have set number 2 for you as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our Rich Rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
The best trips away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
Let's meet the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team.
Hi, I'm Casey Wilson. I am going to be a senior this year, and I will be playing varsity setter.
Hi, my name is Naya Jolly. I'm going to be varsity opposite, which is right side, and I'll be a senior.
I'm Janie Valentine. I'm going to be a senior, and I will be a middle blocker on varsity.
My name is Hannah Scott. I'm going to be a senior, and I am playing varsity outside hitter.
Good, it's your girl Violet Taylor, aka V-Swizzle, and this year I'll be playing varsity outside.
My name is Ava Ellsworth. I play all around right side, and I'm a senior.
Hey, I'm Haiti Pugmire. I'm going to be a senior, and I'm playing middle blocker on varsity.
Hey, I'm Brinley Hatch. I'm going to be a junior this year, and I play middle blocker.
Hi, I'm Cassie Argyle. I'm going to be a junior this year, and I play outside hitter.
Hi, my name is Leah Peterson, and I'm going to be a sophomore, and I'm playing outside hitter.
Bella Wheeler. I'm a sophomore. I'm probably going to play opposite.
Paige Smith, sophomore, outside hitter.
My name is Tyler Pugmire. I'll be a sophomore, and I'm playing middle.
I'm Tess Cornia. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a setter.
I'm Avery Weston. I'm a sophomore, and I play opposite.
I'm Braylon Pugmire. I'm a freshman. I'll be playing outside hitter.
I'm Lacey McKinnon, and I'm a freshman, and I'm going to be a middle hitter.
I'm Molly Weston, and I'm a freshman, and I'll be playing outside hitter.
I'm Jalen Lutz. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm a setter.
My name is Lida Taylor. I'm going to be a freshman, and I want to play middle hitter.
My name is Kelsey Heiner. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm going to be back left.
I'm Chaisley Levitt, and I'm going to be a freshman, and I think I'm going to play JV, in middle hitter.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as we go back to our live cam. As it's over, Rams have the ball. They set up Trey Torgensen. That's blocked at the net, kept alive by the Rams. Blocked again at the net as Pugmire got her hands to that one. Goes out of bounds on the Rebels sideline as the Rebels pick up the first point here in set number 2 as they trail 1-0 in sets. We'll reset the station on main scoreboard right away. Serve over, received by Scott. Rebels go to Taylor. She buries the kill on that far side. Let's check that out on the Station Repair instant replay as Violet Taylor from the left wing found the soft spot in the defense, puts the Rebels on top. 2-0 on the station on main scoreboard here in set number 2. Scott with the serve, received by Sadie Hollows. They set up Trey Torgensen. She finds the back row. Finds that back line on the left wing side. 2-1 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels looking to serve. Rebels looking to get the serve back. Trying to find who's serving for. As it is Trey Torgensen, received by Pugmire. Rebels go to Taylor on the left wing. She attacks, finds the hardwood. We'll check that out again on the Station Repair instant replay. Violet Taylor with 2 kills early on here in set number 2. As that gives her 4 in the contest. Back to the live cam as Pugmire serves, received by Sadie Hollows. They set up Kale Torgensen. That's blocked off the arms of the Wolves, out of bounds. As I believe that was Janie Wallentine who gets the block there. Pugmire to serve. Ball over, received by Trey Torgensen. That's going to be a dump set. That's going to find the back row, as that was Swayze Mason who pushed it over. 4-2. Rebels on the station on main scoreboard. Substitution for the Wolves as the libero, Sadie Hollows, will come out. Okerlund in. Okerlund, of course, caused havoc at the front of the net in set number 1. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor on the left wing. That's blocked. Kept alive by Violet Taylor and over. They're going to call a lift against Taylor as on a quick reaction, she tried to just push the ball in the air. 4-3 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels still on top by 1 as Roberts will serve for the Wolves. Ball over, received by Smith. Rebels go Taylor left wing. She has to adjust, tips it over. Nicely read there by Paisley Hollows. Middle of the floor to Kale Torgensen as she buries that one right in front of the back left player, Smith. We are tied at 4 on the station on main scoreboard. Serve over, received by Argyle. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor, she attacks with the right hand, read by Roberts. Set up Okerlund, who pushes it to Taylor. Taylor too far over on the Brave side as Ellsworth just one arm pushes it over. That's going to go into the net, fall in on the Wolves side, as it will be a Rebels point, 5-4 on the station on main scoreboard. A lot of whistles going around here at the Sevier Valley Center. Hard to tell sometimes which whistle belongs where. Middle of the floor set up there for Kale Torgensen as she attacks that one, goes out of bounds across the right sideline. 6-4 on the station on main scoreboard as Wilson will serve. Ball in the air as it's received by Trey Torgensen. They set up Okerlund on the left-hand side. That's out of bounds across the back line. Rebels on top 7-4 on the station on main scoreboard as Wilson will serve. Wilson serve over the net, received by Paisley Hollows. Middle of the floor set up for Torgensen, kept alive by Wilson. Rebels look to attack as Wallentine pushes it over. Wolves set up the attack. Dump set there for Mason as she finds that back right corner. 7-5 on the station on main scoreboard. As Mason does a good job of keeping her shoulders squared to her teammates on the dump set and then pushing it over. It's real deceptive. Rebels receive with Argyle. Set up Wallentine, middle of the floor. She tips it. Read well there by Anderson. Kept alive as they set up Torgensen. That's into the net. That'll be a 4th hit called against the Wolves. 8-5 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels will serve with Taylor. Her jump serve over, received by Sadie Hollows. That's going to stay alive. No, it hit the floor. Good effort there from Swayze Mason trying to keep that ball alive. She dove out, couldn't get there. 9-5 on the station on main scoreboard as Taylor serves. Paisley Hollows digs it out. They set up middle of the floor for Okerlund from the 10-foot line. That is out of bounds across that back line. Rebels up 10-5 on the station on main scoreboard as Taylor will serve, but not before we get a timeout called by the Wolves, as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious, and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ. Timeout is over as Violet Taylor has the ball in her hand, awaiting the final instructions from the official. Gets those instructions. Serve over, received by Okerlund, as that's going to fall in, give Violet Taylor an ace, as Okerlund was the only player to touch it. 11-5 on the station on main scoreboard. Taylor will serve again. That serve received by Mason right on the sideline as Okerlund's going to play it over from the 10-foot line. Wilson digs it out as Wallentine dump sets. Read well by Kale Torgensen. They go right back to her. Taylor with the dig. Rebels look to set up the offense. They go to Wallentine, middle of the floor. That's off the front line and down. Janie Wallentine picks up her first kill of the contest. 12-5 on the station on main scoreboard as Taylor will serve. Serve over, received by Trey Torgensen. Ball goes over the net. Whistle blows as they're going to call into the net against the Wolves, I believe. Yes, they are. 13-5 on the station on main scoreboard. As Taylor will serve, received by Torgensen. That's Kale. They go to Kale again on the left wing. Read well by Wilson. Rebels set up Scott on the left wing. She attacks right hand, except we're going to get a lift called against the Rebels before Scott could attack. 13-6 on the station on main scoreboard. That'll send Kale Torgerson to the line to serve. Serve over. Received by Smith. It goes over. Tipped down to the floor by Dana Anderson as it was put up on a golden platter for her. She buries that one. 13-7 on the station on main scoreboard. As Kale Torgerson back to the line to serve. Starts from under the bleachers. You couldn't see her on the camera if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com as the Rebels go to Wallentine. Middle of the floor. She attacks it too far out of bounds across the right sideline. 13-8 on the station on main scoreboard. Torgerson back to the line to serve. Serve tips the net. That's going to fall in for an ace. 13-9 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels looking to regroup here as the Wolves have countered the Rebels run with a run of their own. Torgerson the serve. Received by Scott. That's going into the bench. Smith can't keep it alive. 13-10 on the station on main scoreboard. As Rebels up by 3. Torgerson serves. Ball over the net. It's going to land in between two Rebels players. That's an ace as a miscommunication there. 13-11 on the station on main scoreboard. Torgerson will serve. Ball over. Received by Taylor. Ellsworth back to the middle. Keeps it alive. They're going to call out of rotation against the Rebels. They were up 13-7 at one point. Now it's 13-12 with Torgerson back to the line to serve. Serve kept alive by Scott. Back to the Wolves side. Go to the outside for Trey Torgerson. Kept alive by Smith. Rebels will attack with Scott on the left wing. Deflected, and that's down to the floor. Hannah Scott picks up the kill. 14-12 on the station on main scoreboard. As Wallentine will check out, Pugmire will check in. Smith will serve. Right-handed jump serve from Page. off the arms of Sadie Hollows, and that's played up into the crowd as that's going to go down as an ace for Smith. Probably a service error turned into an ace there, but the Rebels will take it. Smith back to the line to serve. Ball over, received by Sadie Hollows as they set up Torgensen. That's going to be deflected out of bounds off the Rebels' front line as I think Ellsworth got her fingertips on it. 15-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Okerlund out. Brooklyn Goebel in. Sadie Hollows will serve. Right hand, ball over, received by Smith. Rebels set up Scott on the left wing. She attacks from the 10-foot line. That's out of bounds across the sideline. 15-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Waiting the ball to come back as it went over the, or excuse me, it went in between the gap at the ends of the floors. Hollows has it. Serve over. Received by Taylor. Rebels set up Ellsworth on the opposite side. And that falls. Ava with her first kill of the contest off the front line down to the floor. 16-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Ellsworth after the kill will serve. Serve over. Received by Kale Torgensen. Kept alive by the Wolves as they push it over. Ellsworth with the dig. Rebels bump it to Scott, who will just play it over. Kale Torgensen keeps it alive to Trey on the opposite side. Kept alive by Taylor as the Rebels play it over. Blocked by Pugmire. Here comes the Rebels attack. They set up Scott left wing with the two hands. That's pushed high in the air. Kept alive by Kale Torgensen to Trey Torgensen, who pushes it over. Rebels look to set up the attack again. Scott from the left wing attacks right hand. Deflected. Kept alive by Hollows. Torgensen plays it back to the middle of the floor where it's pushed over. Rebels will set up the attack again. Scott from the left wing. Right hand. She bows that one into the block. That's down to the floor as Okerlund got the block. 16-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard. That's unfortunate there for the Rebels because they had that rally pretty much in hand as they put the Wolves out of system a couple different times. Unfortunately, they couldn't capitalize. 15-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Mason will serve. That goes over to the Wolves sideline. That dig by Taylor keeps it alive as Pugmire attacks. That's a diving effort there in the back row by Kale Torgensen, unable to keep it alive as Pugmire now has 3 kills in the contest. Rebels will serve with Scott. 17-15, Rebels trail 1-0 in sets as Scott, her serve over the net, diving effort by Kale Torgensen to keep it alive, slapped over in the middle of the floor, pushed over by Wilson. Wolves have the ball as it's set up off the arms of Scott as that's going to be a kill for Trey Torgensen as she attacked the ball. It went off of Scott's arms over the net, out of bounds on the right sideline. After the kill, Trey Torgensen will serve. Excuse me. Serve over, received by Pugmire. Taylor bumps it to the middle of the floor where Wilson plays it over. Wolves look to set up their attack as they go outside to Kale Torgensen. That's off the hands of Argyle to the floor. 17-17 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Wolves look to take a lead here late in set number 2. Serve over, received by Argyle. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing. She pushes it over. Played high in the air. They set up Kale Torgensen on the opposite side off the arms of Smith. Out of bounds, 18-17 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wolves with their first lead of set number 2. Serve over. That goes out of bounds as the Rebels will tie it at 18. As it's a quick race to 7 here in set number 2 as Pugmire will serve. Wallentine checks in. Smith checks out. Pugmire serve off the arms of Paisley Hollows into the bleachers. Another ace for Haiti Pugmire, 19-18 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Pugmire will serve again. Serve over, received by Sadie Hollows. Kept alive as Kale Torgensen attacks. Rebels dig it out. They set up Taylor on the left wing. She pushes it with the right hand into the block of Swayze Mason. 19-19 on the Station on Main scoreboard as we get a substitution. Okerlund in, Sadie Hollows out. Roberts will serve. received by Argyle as it's tipped over by Wilson. Diving effort from Roberts keeps it alive. They go to Okerlund, who attacks as she palms that one down on the Rebels side, 20-19 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Roberts will serve. Received by a couple of Rebels there. They set up Taylor on the left wing. She looks to attack, adjust. Kept alive by the Wolves as that's attacked from the middle of the floor by Kale Torgensen. That falls in. Rebels trail 21-19 on the Station on Main scoreboard. We're going to get a timeout as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. 21-19 here in set number 2. A much better set for the Rebels as they've had moments of excellence here in set 2. Unfortunately, they still trail as they were up by 7 points at one point here in the set. Actually, they're up 13-5 at one point. Unfortunately, the Wolves have come back to take a 2-point lead in set number 2. Serve over. Received by Smith. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. Read well in the back line by Trey Torgensen. They set up Okerlund on the left wing. That's deflected out of bounds. Actually kept alive for a little longer than I thought it would be. Good effort there from Ellsworth as she was able to get her arm to it. Unfortunately, she hit it into the net, separating the two floors. Ball over. Received by Argyle. They set up Taylor on the left wing. She attacks too far out of bounds across that opposite sideline. 23-19 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Roberts will serve. Another timeout being called on the floor as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. Roberts with the serve, Smith with the dig. Rebels trail 23-19 as they set up Taylor. She pushes at it with the left hand, kept alive by Paisley Hollows. An attack from Okerlund. Read well by Smith as the Rebels set up their attack to Taylor. She tips it. It stays on the net, goes under the net on the reception as the Wolves will take the point as Wilson trying to keep the ball alive. I think it got blocked again. 24-19 on the Station on Main scoreboard as set point in the hands of Roberts. Received by Smith. Rebels look to set up the attack. Wallenstein middle of the floor. That's into the net. And that'll do it for us here in set number 2 as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Rich School District has a legendary history of student success in the classroom and in other areas. Over 70% of Rich High students are involved in extracurricular activities. Participation in the classroom, on the field, in the gym, or on the stage helps students reach their potential. Working together with students, the community, and an amazing staff, we have the opportunity to build tomorrow's leaders. Rich School District, focusing on success, one student at a time.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team, online at mylocalradio.com. Much better set number 2 for the Rebels, but still they fall to the Wolves. They looked really good for a while in set 1, and then the wheels kind of came off as the Rebels made some mistakes, and then when they started making those mistakes, it kind of avalanched, and then the Wolves started to find their game in set number 2 as well. And with that combination, we are in a 2-0 lead for the Wolves here in game 1 of 3 on the day. Rebels will play again at noon as they will take on Grantsville. And then we'll find out who their opponent is for the 5th game afterwards. If the Rebels lose this one, it's almost a surefire bet that they'll be playing at 3:30 in the afternoon. As we look around, Panguitch is playing the host Richfield. They're on top 1-0, 18-9 in set number 2. As San Juan is playing, that looks like Grantsville on the other side. San Juan appears to be ahead 1-0. Actually, I don't think that's the Cowboys. We'll try to find out who is playing on each of the floors. I have the picture right in front of me. As on floor 3, it's Parowan and North Sevier, as that's a really good matchup, as Parowan still undefeated. On floor number 4, it is actually San Juan and Grantsville. I was right. Should never doubt myself, as it looks like San Juan's on top 13-11 in set 2, 1-0 in sets. I think Parowan is on top. We'll see depending on the score, as they're waiting to see who got the point. Indeed, Parowan. Actually, that's Carbon in South Sevier instead of Parowan. It looks like Carbon is on top. Oh, I did read that wrong. It's actually Carbon and Payson on the floor. I read yesterday's floor number 1. As we look like we're set to go for set number 3, Rebels need this one, or they will take a break till noon. As we go over some final checks, Wolves looking to end this one in 3 as Smith checks in for Wallentine. Wolves have the ball as Trey Torgerson lets it go off the net, kept alive by Argyle. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing. She pushes it over, read by Mason. As they set up Kale Torgerson, she finds the back corner, and they are on top 1-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard as we fix the score dots. Trey Torgerson will serve again. Serve over. Received by Argyle as Taylor goes into the bench to keep it alive. Wilson bumps it over. Received by Mason as the Wolves set up middle of the floor. It's Roberts, her attack kept alive for the moment, pushed over by Wilson. Wolves will set up again. They go Kale Torgerson opposite side. They find the arms of Smith in the middle of the back row. Rebels will set up Pugmire. She attacks as that is going to be a lift called against the Wolves. And we are tied at 1s here in set number 3. Pugmire will serve as Wallentine checks in for Smith. Serve over, received by Trey Torgerson. They set up Kale Torgerson on the opposite side, deflected high in the air, kept alive by Taylor. Wilson with a quick dump set, read well by the Wolves as Kale Torgerson tries to play the angle. That one rides the net and stays on the Wolves side. 2-1, Rebels on top on the Station on Main scoreboard with Pugmire to serve again. Serve over, received by Sadie Hollows. They set up Torgerson. That's blocked down on the Rebels side as is deflected out of bounds. We're tied at 2s here in set number 3. Wolves will serve. It's Roberts. Received by Argyle as Ellsworth goes crashing into the bleachers. Hopefully she's all right, trying to keep that alive. Looks to be no worse for wear. Fortunately, it looks like she was able to brace herself, didn't eat the bleachers with her teeth, which is the best part. It's always a scary thought here at the Sevier Valley Center when they're playing 4 courts. As the serve over, received by the Rebels, they go to Taylor to attack. played in the back row by Trey Torgerson. Rebels have the ball again. Wallenstein, middle of the floor, pushes it over too far out of bounds across the right wing sideline. 4-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wolves on top. With Roberts back from the line to serve. Serve over, received by Argyle. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing. That's going to be around the antenna. 5-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Roberts back to the line to serve. She was serving last set, too, when the Wolves really made their move to come back in that match. The Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing. That falls in, as by my count, Violet Taylor now has 6 kills in the contest. 5-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Paisley Hollows checks in, Abby Roberts checks out. Serve over by Wilson. Received by the Braves as Casey kicked at it on the dump set there. And I believe that was Swayze Moon. Serve over, received by Argyle. They set up Wallenstein middle of the floor. She attacks, finds the hardwood as Janie Wallenstein picks up the kill. That's number 3 for her. 6-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Taylor will serve. Serve over, received by Kale Torgerson. They go middle of the floor to Okerlund. She attacks too far out of bounds across that back line. Taylor will serve. Serve over, received by Sadie Hollows. As they set up Torgerson, she pushes it over with the left hand, sat on the top of the net for a while, falls on the Rebels side as Scott will attack from the left wing. That goes into the net. And it is 7-5 Wolves on the Station on Main scoreboard as Kale Torgerson will serve. Serve over, received by Smith. Rebels set up Scott on the left wing. She attacks as they're going to call a lift against the Rebels. 8-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Kale Torgerson serves, received by Smith as a miscommunication there from the Rebels. That ball falls in after a diving effort from Wilson. 9-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Kale Torgerson will serve again. Serving from the left-hand side. Ball over, received by Scott as Ellsworth goes into the net to keep it alive. She is crashing into everything today, but that's the hustle you love out of Ava. As she will run into the bench on the other side to try to keep that ball alive. Unfortunately, unable to. Torgerson will serve again. Serve over, received by Scott. They go right back to Hannah on the left wing. She attacks, deflected back onto the Rebels side as Taylor bumps to the middle where Wallenstein tries an attack. She finds Trey Torgerson on the left wing. They go right back to her. She's blocked at the net. I think Wallenstein got her hands to that one. Pushed over. Smith digs. Rebels looking to attack as a couple of them run into each other. Taylor hits it for the 4th time. Point goes to the Wolves as Scott and Smith ran into each other. We're going to get timeout called by the Rebels as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Buying or selling real estate can be fun, especially when you have a realtor that's working hard on your behalf. Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty have unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise. The team at Bear Lake Realty will work to get you the best price. Whatever you're looking for, buying or selling, residential, commercial, year-round living, half shares, quarter shares, or income property, hire the best real estate company, Bear Lake Realty. Log on today, bearlakerealty.com.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ. As it is time for the Bear Lake Realty Fan Cam. For all your realty needs, call Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888 or visit bearlakerealty.com. As we go back to our live cam, as a lift will be called against the Rebels. 12-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Back to the line to serve is Torgerson. Kale type. Serve over, received by Smith. Rebels go to Scott on the left wing. She attacks. That's blocked back to the Rebels side. Played over as Torgerson takes a swing at it. Hits it into the net as the Rebels catch a break there. Trey Torgerson, one of the leading attackers here at the Richfield tournament. Rebels catch a bit of a break there. Smith will serve, received by Sadie Hollows. Pushed over by Anderson. Rebels will set up their attack. They go to the left wing for Scott. She tips it down the sideline. Kept alive by Mason. Trey Torgerson attacks. Read well by Smith as Scott will attack from the left wing, 10-foot line. Kept alive as Pugmire tries to push it over. Goes out of bounds across the right wing sideline. 13-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Into the game for the Wolves, Roberts. She'll replace Okerlund. Serve over, received by Scott. Taylor plays it back to the middle where Wilson will bump it over. Roberts digs it out. They set up Roberts in the middle of the floor. She attacks. That's looked like it got tipped at the line. Falls in on the Rebels side though. 13-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Just the way it came off of Roberts' hand. I think that ball was deadened by the front line of the Rebels because that ball looked like it was smoked and then kind of just scurried over the net as that serve off the net will fall in. Excuse me, the return off the net will fall in. 15-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels trail by 6. If they want to do anything in this match, they're going to have to start now. 10 points for the sweep victory for the Wolves. Serve over, received by Scott. Rebels set up Pugmire, middle of the floor, tips it. That finds the arms of Sadie Hollows. To the back row for Torgerson as she finds the back line. 16-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Not a lot you can do as a defense when you have a player like Kale Torgerson that can find the back line from the pack line on her side, as that was quite the attack. Sadie Hollows will serve. Ball over, received by Scott into the bench as that'll be an ace. 17-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Wolves will serve again. Sadie Hollows, serve over, received by Scott. Rebels go back to Scott on the right wing. She attacks, that goes into the net. 18-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. The Rebels are going to have to regroup here in set number 3. Serve over, received by Scott. Taylor plays it to the middle of the floor where Wilson will bump it over. Sadie Hollows with the dig as they set up Anderson on the opposite side. Read well by Smith. Taylor runs over to play it to the middle of the floor where Wilson will bump it over. Wolves on the attack as they set up middle of the floor for Roberts. Kept alive by the Rebels. They go attack from Taylor from the back line. That finds Kale Torgerson as Anderson took an attack and she missed that one as it falls in on the Wolves side. 18-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard with Ellsworth to serve. Serve over. Received by the Wolves. They set up Anderson again. Diving effort from Pugmire to keep it alive. A couple of Rebels dive. Unfortunately, the fourth diving effort from Ellsworth not in time, but she also dove under the net. Wouldn't have mattered. Love to see the effort, though, for the Rebels. Early morning game down here at the Sevier Valley Center. Diving all over, running into the bleachers as that serve off the arms of Scott into the bleachers. 20-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. This is a very talented North Sevier team. Poised to make a long run in the 2A state tournament. That serve played back to the Rebels side as Roberts pounds one at Taylor. She keeps it alive. Wolves have the ball. Set up Trey Torgerson on the left wing side. She buries that one in the middle of the back row. 21-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Paisley Hollows will serve. Serve over. Received there by, I believe that's Weston. It goes off her hands out of bounds as we get a couple of subs. Indeed, that is Weston. I think she replaced Argyle. Serve over. Received by Pugmire. as Wilson tries a dump set. They're called into the net, or out of rotation against the Rebels, excuse me. 23-7 on the station on main scoreboard, 2 points away for the Wolves as Hollows will serve again. Paisley tight. Serve over, off the arms of Argyle, kept alive by Ellsworth to the middle of the floor where Wilson will bump it over. As Hollows comes flying in, Pugmire's there to knock it down. 24-8 on the station on main scoreboard as Pugmire picks up her 4th kill of the contest. As Weston will serve too far out of bounds, and that'll give the ball right back to the Wolves. As Molly Weston served a little too long across that back line, as Cassie Argyle will check back in for the Rebels. Trey Torgerson will serve with match point in her hand. Received by Pugmire, ball goes over as Roberts pounds that one to the floor, and that is how this match will end as the Rebels drop set number 3, 25-8 on the station on main scoreboard. As you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Whether you're recovering from an injury, just had surgery, or you're dealing with a chronic condition, Evanston Regional Hospital Physical Therapy will help you every step of the way to reach your goals and get back to doing what you love. In addition to the top-of-the-line facilities, we are the only physical therapy clinic in Southwest Wyoming with a full-size therapy pool and spa for aquatic-based treatment. Call today to schedule an appointment. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
We're off to the rodeo. My Local Rodeo is proud to bring you live streaming coverage of high school rodeo from Utah and Wyoming, as well as the Intermountain Icebreaker of the National High School Rodeo Association's Western Legacy Series in 2023 and 2024. If you're interested in becoming a broadcast sponsor and advertising your business to the most loyal group of viewers in the country, you won't find a better opportunity. Call us today to claim your spot, 307-789-8116. That's 307-789-8116. We're off to the rodeo.
When participating in sports, there's always a lot to talk about performing at the top of your game. I'd like to expand on that and ask, how about performing at the top of your game in every part of your life? This is Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic. I offer solutions to help improve all aspects of your game called life. Pain management, migraines, allergies, emotional release, nutritional supplements based on blood tests, and improved athletic performance. To help you perform at the top of your game every day, call today to schedule an appointment in Evanston or in Kemmer. Hoover Chiropractic, 307-789-0043.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as the Rebels drop this match 3-0 as they lose sets 25-9, 25-19, and 25-8. Here at an early morning at the Sevier Valley Center, Rebels looking to regroup as they will have the Grantsville Cowboys, who are currently behind 2-0 in sets, but they're ahead 10-3 in set number 3 to San Juan. Make that 11-3 as they pick up an ace. So the Rebels have a chance to regroup. Of course, Grantsville's a 3A team. If you're worried about the RPI, a couple of opportunities late in the day here to pick up 2 more wins to improve their positioning heading into the state tournament. But I think it's more important that they see these teams and how good these teams are, as I would venture to guess that there aren't very many 1A opponents as good as Parowan. Not as many good opponents as South Sevier in 1A. Considering the number 4 team in 1A right now is Wendover, number 3 team is Wendover, number 4 is Rich, and that's a team the Rebels have swept twice, including once on their floor. So, I mean, this competition is going to really sharpen the Rebels. They also have a game with Lyman coming up later in the year. Actually, next week on Friday, we'll have that. We'll try to have that for you on 98.3 KDQ, as it might interfere with the football game. More on that later, though, but seeing all of these opponents and just some really, really good volleyball, I think it's going to make the Rebels that much better. It's going to make them better, and when it comes time for tournament time, when they're in their first round matchup, whatever seed they do end up, that team's not going to be anywhere as good as this North Sevier team the Rebels just faced, as they are long, they're lanky, and there's a reason why they're 7-1 in 2A play and now 18-6 overall. As that is your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, a 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fast meets fresh and gourmet every single day. Get your sandwich today at Jimmy John's. On the Independent Software Solutions postgame show, we come back, we'll have some postgame highlights for you, brought to you by Town of Woodruff. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our Rich Rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plain Players broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. As it is time for your Town of Woodruff post-match highlights on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. Rebels pick up a pair of aces, one going to Smith, one going to Taylor, and actually Pugmire picked up 2 aces as well. Leading the way in kills for the Rebels, number 25, Violet Taylor with 5. Hannah Scott had 4. Janie Wallenstein finishes with 3. Ava Ellsworth with 1, as those are your Town of Woodruff post-match highlights on the Independent Software Solutions postgame show. When we come back, we'll have your precision play of the game, as well as your player of the game, as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
Back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as we check out the Dr. McKay Franklin precision play of the game on the Stacey Repair instant replays. We're going to get to Violet Taylor with that kill, splits the 2 defenders as we go back to the live cam as the Rebels drop this one 3-0. That is your Dr. McKay Franklin precision play of the game, as when we come back, we'll have your Crawford Troth player of the game and a calendar update before we wrap up this first broadcast of the day. As you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. RichfieldMedia.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Whether you're having a great day or not, food always makes it better. Delicious, fresh-cooked favorites like a juicy cheeseburger, a thick raspberry shake, onion rings, fries, or a River Bridge soda. A grilled chicken wrap always hits the spot. And don't forget twisted ice cream cones. They never disappoint. Add the always friendly and helpful staff at the Crawford Trough, and you've got the perfect recipe for a perfect meal. Something tasty from the Crawford Trough always makes your day better. Stop in today. The Crawford Trough, Randolph.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Richfield Rebels varsity volleyball team. Online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in at 98.3 KDQ, as it is time for the Crawford Trough Player of the Game on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. And for that, we're going to give it to Ava Ellsworth. She was flying around everywhere, dove into the bleachers a couple times, about took out half the Penguich bench on the opposite side of the net. As you got to respect the effort in a match that wasn't really particularly close in two of the sets, as she was still flying around trying to do her best to keep her team alive in this match. So we're going to give the Crawford Trough Player of the Game to Ava Ellsworth, as it is time for your calendar update on the Independent Software Solutions postgame show. And for today, we have a broadcast coming up at 12 o'clock, as it'll be the Rich Rebels taking on the Grantsville Cowboys, who were up 10-0 earlier in set number 3, now only on top 14-12, as San Juan has made a comeback. That'll be our next broadcast today. We'll have a broadcast, I'm going to go ahead and guess, at around 3:30. So the last games of the day will be played at 3:30 and 5, but I do think that with that loss, the Rebels have pretty much clinched a spot in the 3:30 time slot, as it'll be the lower seeds playing then with the higher seeds playing at 5. So we'll see what that matchup comes to. We don't really know. But until next time, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. No portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on MyLocalRadio.com.